Alright, so welcome to the very last book review for this book here. Who has started this book from the very beginning? Okay. Oh, really? Yeah, so this book was a great book, and then looking at the table of contents, hopefully you guys realize, like, wow, there's a lot of good stuff like we went over. So let's start off with your favorite chapter, Blanca, and then let me know which chapter you liked, and then if there's any paragraph you liked, or what about the chapter you liked.
Okay, so I'm gonna choose chapter 14. It's called the power base.
Okay.
And throughout the whole chapter, I really liked several stuff. So on the first page, I just put everyone has a place where there are elements of understanding, comprehension, safety, security, and strength. Mm-hmm. And then. But do you want me to read all of that?
Whatever.
And then on 145, it says work on restoring your power base and forget the past, go catch up with them and create your future. Again, restoring your relationships, restore, rebuild, and mine your power base. But it's just a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, I highlighted a lot throughout the whole chapter, but pretty much it just talks about everyone has a power base, Mm-hmm. So it's about keeping it, growing it, and then just staying in touch with people because someone always has something to offer. So just stay connected, and if you don't stay connected, just send a little message or a little reminder so they know that you're still doing this. Mm-hmm. So for me, I really liked it because coming working here, I didn't know nothing about insurance. I didn't even think I was going to stay doing this, Mm-hmm. But then, because I know a lot of people, it was easy for me to be in this business and just continue growing.
Uh-huh. In the beginning, it was great to learn how to offer insurance, right? It's a little bit easier when you're talking to somebody you know than to a stranger.
Yeah, because they trust you,
Yeah.
They trust that you're always going to be there to help them and for whatever they need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a great point. It's powerful for you to say that that's the most, chapter you liked, but it kind of makes sense in your situation because, Blanca has written a lot of policies of people she's known, so there's a lot of strength in that sometimes a lot of us kind of forget. Especially in times like this when the lead volume's a little bit slow, like these months here, it's really good to reach out to your power base, remind people what you do, and get leads that way because that's how I started too. Just you have to generate your own leads a little bit. You have to let everybody know. And that's how businesses usually start is when you reach out to people that you know, sell to them, and then you can move on to, okay, now I'm really good, now I can sell to strangers. So if you have a hard time selling to people then it'll be a little bit harder to sell to strangers too. So I'm glad it worked out, Blanca. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so power base. Cool. What about you, Laura?
I love chapter 4.
Chapter 4, okay. The greats.
Yes.
All right.
So I like a part where it says, the inescapable truth is that to be truly great at anything, you must devote yourself completely. If you're a career salesperson, you have to devote yourself, your energy, and your resources to a career in selling. If you aren't a career salesperson, you'd better get it to your core that your success still depends on this skill, and then you'd better learn it. You have to convince yourself that this is the thing you have to learn in order to get your way in life, and this is where you're going to make your riches. So that's on page 27. I also like the part where it says committing means you are in all the way. You are done looking and you make the person you have committed to the prettiest, the smartest, and the happiest. I would rather commit to the wrong things all the way than to commit to the right thing only halfway. And that's on page 28. And then I also like on page the last part of the chapter where it's on page 40 where it says observation is the only way you'll acquire a strategic understanding of the sales process, and it's the only way to develop your predictions abilities and become one of the greats. Remember, no matter what your job or role is in life, you need the ability to predict. You're either getting your way in life or you're not. Even if you're not a salesperson per se, start observing where you are not getting your way and start taking notes. So I like that. I like this whole chapter.
Yeah, I do too. What about it, if you want to summarize, that you liked about the chapter?
I like it just because how it says not only in our workplace but in life in general, you have to be a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how it says that you have to be kind of committed to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're only halfway in, you're never going to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that this is a great chapter. Early on, it kind of like lets everybody know what the difference is of being good at your job or not. Being great. Okay, well, it could be great at anything. Being great at fitness, or being great in your relationship, or being a great friend, or being, especially with a great job. So being a great is this high level here. And what the difference is what is it?
So you're going to get things done if you're committed.
Committed, yeah. I think it all starts with commitment. And I think when a lot of people when you see people that are average, they're just not committed to their job. They're just not committed to their family. They're not committed to, they're not committed to fitness. It just comes down to that. So I think it's a great way to start, and it makes sense because, we want to all understand, like, what does it take to be great? A lot of people will ask, like, hey, what does it take to be great? And they think like there's some type of shortcut or some type of secret. But it all starts with commitment, okay? And this chapter does a great job of just understanding that to really become great at something, you have to commit to it. And then it talked a little bit about the greener pastures too, like how other people think like, oh, it's a little bit better over there, or like, what if I was doing this? Or having people like, some people do have commitment issues, whether it's a career or anything. So once that commitment is made, and he really convinces you to like really commit, because that is the key of being great at sales and anything. So Laura, that makes sense that you picked that one, because to be able to become great, right, you had to make a commitment. So thanks for sharing that.
Mine's chapter 15, and it says time.
What page maybe, or do you want to say a paragraph or?
I like that chapter.
Okay.
And then I like the paragraph. The first paragraph.
What page?
Page 154.
154. Okay.
So one of my favorite. Well, that's one of them. It's actually it says it's actually allowing to yourself that you don't have enough time. The fact is you have the same amount of time as everyone else. You just aren't using it efficiently. And I like that one. And then I like the whole chapter. Well, basically, like right now, how it's like slow. I feel like right now time is very important when we use it, especially with calling up with our needs, and then sending out emails. So I think that just has to do a lot right now, especially because of in the situation that we're in right now. So yeah, it's kind of a.
What are some useful ways of use time?
Coming in on time.
Being at work.
Being at work.
It's useful.
Being at work.
Uh-huh.
That's the most important role. Yeah, well, just, coming in to do your work and calling and picking up phone calls.
Very useful. What are some unuseful ways to use time?
Being on your phone. Not picking up phone calls. Not emailing back to your clients.
But you could be on your phone working on your Power Base. That's okay.
Well, yeah.
Just sitting there and wasting time.
Yeah.
Wasting time, yeah.
Yeah. Time is really, when it comes to someone who's great or not great, it just comes down to how people use their time.
Yeah.
Just comes down to that, And I think sometimes at work obviously applies really well, but I think I go to the extreme, and some of you guys should too, where you want to audit yourself of what you're doing outside of work too. Because there's some useful time outside of work too, and some very unuseful time that you spend outside of work too. What are some examples of useful ways to spend time outside of work? Sleep?
Yeah.
Gotta be rested.
Yeah, rest.
That's one of the most important things.
Yeah.
It may sound funny, but it actually is true.
Yeah.
It sure beats watching Netflix all night long and being tired the next day. It's very useful to get sleep. What else?
Exercising.
Okay, yeah, they're very useful. You have energy, you come to work, you're ready, you're just gonna be healthy, you're gonna live longer. Exercise is a big one that I really recommend. Very useful. What are some unuseful time ways? I think spending time with your family is useful too, because you're building strong relationship, which is important for happiness. So there's just a lot of unuseful stuff that we do. if you guys really think about it. Okay, so right now I have so much things that I have to put up. I have to research the ads and I have to put some new ads in. I have to have like all these email follow-up scripts, 10 of them. My to-do list is like endless right now. So when you have a endless to-do list, then I'm like, okay, well, you're just gonna have to sacrifice leisure. I just don't. I would love to just sit there and watch football all Sunday, but I'm just only gonna watch like maybe the highlights, not even. Like I think I won't even watch the whole game because I just can't afford it because family time, and then waking up early and figuring out the least things, stuff like that. So for you guys, mostly it's gonna be how you use time. So Kelly, I really appreciate you bringing that up because if it's slow, maybe read this book, maybe text an old friend, maybe talk to somebody you want to learn something from, or ask them what to do. I think that how you use your time at work is really going to determine what type of results you're going to get, because some people are really here and some people are here, and the amount of activity that one person does to another, it's pretty big. And sometimes when you look at that, I look at that and it's like, well, it makes sense because when I look at the year-to-date pay, then I'm like, okay, it kind of justifies it because there's just more activity done. Okay, so how you use your time at work, extremely important. Thank you, Kalia. All right, Maria, what you got?
Mine was the same as Kalia.
Oh, yeah, okay,
I was
great.
looking for a new one.
That's okay. There's going to be some situations.
So I would go with chapter 21.
Are you going to change it for us?
Yeah.
Okay,
Create a social media presence.
okay.
So I just like that one because, if you use social media, it's a way for people to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can put it out there and let it be known what you do. And that's just another way, just touching back to like Power Base, that you could create one and get people to know you so you can, like in our case, get leads.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Yeah, I think this group, we should be a very big believer of social media because of how much it helps us. 99 all our leads probably come from there, So I'm really glad that you guys have embraced it. I think in the beginning we were some of us were more camera shy and some of us were little, but we're gonna start heading towards that direction more. So any of you guys who are like to be on camera or do the ads and bring energy and stuff like that, it's gonna be a huge help for the agency. Okay, so we may have to make new ads pretty soon. And then when we come up with content and Joe and Marisol needs people to participate, the more people are helping us, the better we're gonna do, because one thing we definitely need is more leads. Thank you, Maria. All right, Ale, what do you have for us?
We're doing your favorite part of the book, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
your favorite
so
chapter.
Mine's chapter 7, your tires money.
Okay.
And I like that page 71, sorry. So it says, did you know that there's enough money circulating on this planet for every human being to have a net worth of $1 billion? $1 billion. Are you getting your share? If you're not, it's because you're thinking in terms of hard work and limits and not in terms of abundance. So I like that one, and then I like the very last sentence too. It says, go out there and get as many buckets of water as you want. How many buckets can you take? If you took as many buckets as you wanted, would there still be plenty in the ocean? Absolutely. So that comes to, I really like that one just because that just, there's money for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of fact of you getting it.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up because it's a really important part of the book. I think there's two types of way to think about everything. There's a lot of it or there's not enough of it. Okay, and a lot of people have a scarcity mindset. What type of things do people do when you have a scarcity mindset?
Scared to stand out.
They don't take
Scared to stand out. Yeah, scared to take risks. What else?
safe.
Playing it safe, yeah. I think the scarcity mindset also you need a little bit of it, but it's really when you're like, okay, how do I save like 10%? You're always like thinking about the deal. Like you're always trying to save money, and whatever you have money, you just don't want to spend it because you're so scared of like using it. The abundance mindset is like there's enough for everybody, And the math shows that what Ale said, that if all the money was distributed evenly, everyone would have $1 billion. That's a lot of money in the world, you know? So when you talk to somebody and you're like, ooh, this is expensive, if you're thinking that, oh, they probably can't pay that. If you're thinking that, it's not good, because you want to think like, these people probably have a lot of money. You want to think that. Because the truth of the matter is there's so much money out there, is that if you feel like there's not that much money out there, you feel like you don't deserve to get any of that. But if you feel like there's so much money in the whole world, you feel like, why am I not getting more of this? There's so much money out there. And it also helps when, you know, when it comes to like, you know, building a team too. If you have one new person, you know, there's plenty to go around for everybody. You know, have an abundance mindset. It's like there's so much money out there. No one's gonna be your competition. We're all helping each other. Okay, so the abundance mindset really has helped me a lot too, because I could be sitting here and be like, oh, I don't want to hire the next person because I want to keep this money for myself. No, I want to give that person money. They're going to bring in more money because there's so much money out there that so having that mindset that there's, and having I want to make more money rather than saving money too. That's another like concept that a lot of people will, you know, you need to do both, obviously. But I think some people are a little bit too focused on saving money and not enough on generating income. Just done by sales. So yeah, a lot of money out there, guys. Okay, and farmers will say, hey, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. A lot of premium. This year we're doing in premium, including renewals and stuff. It's like $10 million is how much we collect as an agency. Okay, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of, you know. So every time you take a payment, you know, it goes towards that, right? So it adds up after the whole year. But then if you think about it, I mean, how much farmers does the company? Or how much Orange County does the company, or just how much Orange County does, like how much money is out there is just so ridiculous, is that we have to just kind of think that, hey, we want to get more of our piece, okay? Where you think, oh, there's not that much left, and you're just like, oh, I'm just like kind of like save whatever I get, okay? We're out to get some more, all right? All right, thank you, Ale. What about you, Martha? Me too. I'm sorry, what?
I have two.
Okay. Yeah, what chapters?
First, it's on page 45.
Okay.
The conviction is the make or break point.
Mm-hmm.
The very bottom where it says the conviction that you have regarding your product is more important than the conviction that others have about their facts and figures. The second one is on page 93. Agree with him first, and that will bring him up another way of thinking. I like both because obviously you need to believe in your product,
Mm-hmm.
and it will also the others can believe it too,
Mm-hmm.
and always agree, because there's going to be always the person who says that is not agreeable with you or with your point of view, but if you agree, you're going to end the battle between no, it's not true, or it is true.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both are very important, because if you believe in the product that you're selling, then you're going to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
People will see what you see and what you want to show to them.
Mm-hmm.
And agree.
No. Yeah, two really important points, Martha. Yeah, conviction. Conviction is very similar to commitment. You know, I think Laura's part. But that chapter was the most important cell, right? So what else do you have to be convinced in? Not only the product, but what else?
That you can make it.
Yeah.
That you can do things possible. That you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, conviction in yourself, right? That's like the first cell. Like you have to believe in yourself. I think a lot of times that's like a hurdle that some people have a hard time getting over. I don't know if it's like it's a confidence thing. You know, one of the things I look for when I try to look for people now is just like if they have confidence or not. Because that's not something that I could try to give people, but it's really deep rooted. Like something happened that, or sometimes maybe it's DNA, like how you're born or how your upbringing. But sometimes it is genetics too. I don't know what it is, but but it's something that could be worked on. Okay, it could be something that's worked on. I'm trying to build you guys' confidence, but if you're confident, it's really going to help. Trust me, with sales. I think it's just proven, and people who aren't as confident are going to struggle. Okay, so have conviction, that believe that you could do it is a big part of it. What about the agreeing part? Okay, that's a good one too, right? Why do you guys want to agree with the clients all the time?
Because the client's always right.
The
And then
customer's always right.
you'll get their trust that way too.
Yeah. You just never want to fight with a client, you know.
Yeah.
You never want to fight with it's just like Martha says, it's just like you don't want to be a battle with them. You know, it's like you're trying to get into agreement with them. The final agreement is when they agree that they should buy from you. So you have to agree with them first so they can agree with you. Okay. Yeah, that the price is too high. I agree. You know, insurance in Southern California is so high. I 100% agree with you. I can't believe it. You know, but yeah, with all these accidents happening and all these cars, you know, blah 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 blah. Okay. What else can you guys think of that is hard to agree with? Or objections?
Like when they don't want to do a sale over the phone.
Oh yeah.
They agree with them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always here, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you guys get that sometimes still? Maybe, huh?
There's still a couple.
Still. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of people that are ripping people off over the phone. I can understand how that could be very scary. But here, you know, you could see, and then you could just say, here, we do 99% of our sales over the phone because it's just more convenient. And you could just see our reviews, and you could see our social media, and how did you guys find us? You know, so you first want to agree with them that, you acknowledge them that it makes sense what they're thinking. But then you want to, it's almost like disagreeing in a way, but you're still sane in a way.
Like kind of have them view like your viewpoint as well. In a way.
Yeah. Because once you look at it their way, then they're open to looking at your way too. You get it? So for them to understand your perspective, you have to know that I am looking at your perspective too, and that makes them more open-minded too. And first of all, it's just a better feeling. You know, like if you look at your friends, there are people that agree with your views. People are just drawn to people you agree with. If you disagree with things, like politics or like, or sports teams, if you just really strongly disagree with somebody, you're probably not going to be as close as friend with that person. So agreeing with somebody is a great way to build a relationship, and that they're going to feel like, oh, I like this person, let me work with this person, and so you're going to be able to get more sales that way. So good points, Martha. Two very important ones. You want to share anything, Leslie?
So I didn't really get to read a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
thank you. Mine's gonna be on
Okay,
page
has to.
231.
Okay.
And that's gonna be here.
Fear, okay.
Yeah, so in one of the lines it says like, fear can kill chances of success. And that's like, if you don't take that chance, like you never know if you're gonna like get something positive out of it or something negative. Like, so you never know until you try.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it says the secret to kill fear is by taking action. So as long as you're, making moves, and you'll get a good income.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that.
Okay, great. Any things that you could relate to as far as when it comes to like fearing something?
Just reaching out to people, like you never like sometimes you're just like, oh, like I'm embarrassed to like reach out to that person, and then once you do, you get a reply most of the times, and then you get action out of it. So you get to know like, oh, like this is what I did right in this situation, and this is what I did wrong in this situation, and that's how you know like how to move forward. Like if you can keep doing the same thing or to like change it up and get another result. So
Yeah.
I definitely think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's a great line. The way to kill fear is by taking action. I think that's a great one. Sometimes when you're scared of something, by not doing it, that's when you get really more scared. You're overthinking it. Like I don't know. When you see people like, when I see my boys like trying to like jump off the pool into the pool, and they're just thinking about it too much, it's just like building up and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Whereas if like the other kid would just jump in and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it over again, there's the fear just goes away. So just by activity, just by staying busy, if you have enough activity to do, it's almost like you don't have even time to like fear it. And that's the abundance mentality too. Like, oh, if this person doesn't like me, then I have another person to talk to. So a scarcity mindset is like, oh, there's only so many people I could talk to. Like if I ruin this one, then I'm like, I can't get another sale. So by not having enough fear, that gives you more action, and really the action is the key to getting results, and the fear is the opposite of that. So yeah, taking more action is something you guys like to do, and that's why I try not to fear you guys into like doing wrong things. Like if you make a mistake, I don't like to like say like, oh, that was wrong, or I will say that was wrong, but it's not going to be like I'm going to be like upset. What would make me more upset is the lack of action. You get it? So if you're making a whole bunch of mistakes, I'm like, okay, well, you're trying. I'll actually appreciate that. But if you're not trying, or if you're fearful and not doing, that's when it's like more of a problem to me than not making mistakes. Because when you're making mistakes, it's a sign you're doing something. All right, Yu-chan, what'd you like?
I like the chapter 13, like massive action.
Okay.
Because I feel like doing more like only helps me like doing better.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like if I do more like kind of talking to clients more, like I know like what to say, what to do, it kind of gives me like confidence. Or I think it's gonna be like more better for me and like for the clients too, and I could close the deal and all that stuff. So doing more helps me a lot.
Yeah, that's very very similar to what we just talked about with not having fear so you could do more. That's probably my favorite chapter too. Probably, yeah, massive action. It's just the simplest way to get ahead. I mean, there was like, I wish there was more to it than that. But if you're just doing more, you just get more done. And you have to be committed to do more, so maybe commitment is important too. But it's just pretty simple what you're using your time on. But how much work you're doing, it just determines how much you get done. So taking massive action is something that it's just a requirement for success. I feel like sometimes people see people that are successful and they're traveling all the time. And it's like, wow, that's so great. They want to skip those steps. But for people to be able to do that, or people are enjoying their lifestyle, they took a lot of action to get there. So the hard work is just, the work ethic, it's just part of the formula that you can't avoid. All right. Okay, Kathy, what'd you like?
Mine's on chapter 11, page 115.
Okay.
The give. So the first one is on the first page. I believe that true essence of selling is not just getting the sale, but the sincere desire to help. I also believe that a spiritually aware person will ultimately be a better salesperson than someone who's just interested in compensation. And then the third page on 117, same chapter, it says, give all of you to a prospect, not just a part of you. Give all of your attention, all your energy, and all of your suggestions, all of your information, and then find some more of you to give. Exceed expectations and go all the way with him and then a bit further. Withhold none of you and give yourself without reservation. And then the 118, it says, always pay attention to your customers and stay with them from start to finish without allowing interruptions. Show each customer how important they are to you and how they're the most important person in the universe. So I like this chapter because the whole perspective of it basically means gain confidence because you can't put like a value in it. And then experience is like a lifestyle only a few people have. So I don't know, I could just relate a lot to this chapter because I do always give without like receiving, and I don't expect that. So it's just something that I like will know I will put in like when it comes to selling later on in the future. So yeah.
Okay. Great. No, that's great. I really like the 115 too. There's so much truth in that. I think sometimes salespeople are just in it for themselves. What am I going to get? What am I going to get? Whereas a better salesperson is giving them something, and then they get something in return. Okay, so you have to give something to get something back in return. And I think that's something that works in life and in everything. So it's a free quote, right? So I'm going to give you a quote. There's no obligation. Let me help you as much as I can. Let me spend all my time. Let me give you all my attention, and let me see what I could do. And then maybe I get a sale. Right? It's the same thing. Whereas if you guys want something in life, you're gonna have to give something first. You just can't take, and it's just people aren't gonna be attracted to someone like that. Whereas if you're giving away all your time, all your effort, all your commitment to something, then you get something back. Same thing with me. If I pay somebody, if I train somebody, if I really give, and then later on, 3 years later, they know what they're doing, they're selling policies, I'm getting back at that point. Some things take even longer than others. Okay, but yeah, Kathy, I'm really glad that you brought out that point, because sometimes if you're thinking, how come I'm not getting enough sales? How come things aren't happening in the life that I want? Sometimes a part of it is because you're not giving enough. Okay, so yeah, give great customer service, but and then you don't expect it, but it is important to ask though. Because sometimes people are too nice, where you're just giving, and you're not asking at the end. So there's a very good balance that's important there. If you just give, and people are just basically taking advantage of you.
That's the closest street, the construction.
Yeah.
It's loud, huh?
It's okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so just give. So sometimes, Kathy, if you're on the side of like too nice, okay, you want to make sure you're asking too. So you give great customer service at the end. Hey, can I, maybe you could give me a review? Okay, ask for something sometimes. Okay, you did a great job. It's okay to ask. Okay, but you also don't want to just ask without giving something first. That's like trying to get a sale without getting the quote first. Okay, or it's a great balance there. All right, how about you guys in the back there, Marisol, Joe?
Yeah, I have, my third chapter was chapter 16.
16, okay.
It's attitude.
Okay.
I like the bottom of the paragraph. It says, a positive attitude is a dozen times more important than the product itself. Just observe how people on this planet spend their money. A person will spend a small amount of his income on the necessities of life and blow his entire paycheck on entertainment. Why? Because he wants to feel good. And then on page 163, it's like the second paragraph. Never let anyone convince you that people won't pay more for a great attitude and great service. The ability to be positive at all times, whether you're winning or losing, is the one thing that will ensure you're a winner in the end. Attitude is senior to it all. I love positive attitude and find them irresistible. When you are positive, people will find you irresistible. I like this chapter because I think it has a lot to do with sales too, and just in general. I think it's important to have a positive attitude to get anything done. I remember one time I was buying furniture, and the lady was like really negative, and I just walked away. Because it's like, you pay for everything, like the service too. So,
Yeah.
It's important to have a positive attitude.
Yeah. It's pretty much impossible to be a negative person to be good in sales.
Yeah.
It's just not possible.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that you brought this one up too, because positive attitude, okay? I mean, the last call could have gone super bad. You thought you had a deal, or it was the customer service that was really mad. Next call, you're like, okay, what's next? Not going to get that deal. Just the ability to be positive at all times is such an important skill. Okay, it's a little slow right now. Okay, still coming in, great smile, trying to do your best. That's going to be important. Okay, so even the way you answer your phone call, sometimes the way you answer your phone call, if it's positive or if it's just boring or if it's just like energetic, that already sets up the tone right there. If you're saying your name or not, okay, how professional it is. I could sometimes tell, like, oh, this person's gonna have a great day because this person's answering the phone call in just more of an energetic way. So really the greats are the ones that are just consistently always the same. No matter what happened outside of work, no matter what the last call was, that furniture person, something might have happened in your life, but you just have to suck it up and just be happy at work. You come into work and just be happy. You have to be fake happy, I don't care. You just have to be you have to be happy when it comes to a client or coworkers and just be like, hey, I'm here to help, because that it's just positive. It's just positive things happen to positive people. Okay, so sometimes it's a little rough. Sometimes we just have to stay positive because things are going to turn around. Things are always like this. Okay, but your attitude shouldn't be like this. All right. Last but not least, Joe, what you got for us?
Mine's on page 209.
Okay.
The social media presence one.
Okay. Of course.
Last paragraph. The most important thing is you should treat your social media reputation in the same manner you would your personal and public reputation. It's only a matter of time before someone posts negative comments about you, which may include exaggerations and dissatisfaction issues, with some going on as far as fabricating complete falsehoods. So pretty much, I mean, it's important to pretty much kind of be positive on social media and life, because anyone can make up a story about you, and if enough people know that that false story is not true, they just don't go with it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, reputation matters, okay, what people think about us. And some of that is controlled. And that's why when we do social media posts, when we take pictures, we want to have a nice smile, want to be friendly, because, and then when people leave bad comments, you want to handle that in a positive way, okay, because every brand has a reputation, right? You kind of think of a brand, you think of a certain way. So as a company, we want to have a positive reputation, obviously, because that reputation, social media reputation, is almost as important as your real reputation nowadays. What people think of you, how professional we are, right? So we have a very important duty of handling that, how people could see us, okay? And it's really controllable too. And really, the best way to do it is not fake it. And what I've tried to done is look for hardworking, positive people. Okay, I'm really strict on that. I'm just looking for just hardworking, positive people. I look for that, and if that's not, the situation, then I'll only looking to bring people that and replace people that aren't hardworking and positive. So, hardworking and positive. If that's the truth, then let's just show it to the world. Thank you for watching my video. For more videos on how to grow your insurance agency, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in my consultation services, which I go over how to grow your insurance agency, please contact me through Instagram or Facebook. Thanks again for watching my video, and I hope to hear from you soon.